So welcome back to the 11th lecture. In the previous lecture we have calculated the moments from using the moment coefficient for two-way continuous slab, right? In today's lecture we are going to start with the calculation of reinforcements that are to be provided in this two-way continuous slab. So in two-way slab we are supposed to find out the reinforcement on both the sides, along x direction and along y direction, right? So let us start with along Lx direction. That is, first we find out along sorted direction. So we have the value of mu. We have the value of mu as we have two values. First is positive and second is negative value. So first we are going to find out the moments at the span by using the positive values. So if you can refer my previous video, you can find this value as 8.5 kilonewton into meter. So positive 8.5 kilonewton into meter. This is the mu value that we got. So now once we get the mu value, to find out PT value we have two options. Either we can use the value of PT, right, formula for PT that we already discussed in our previous lectures. So you can refer my previous lecture to find out the PT value, or second method is we can use SP16 code, right? So before that we also have to write down this effective depth. This will be at the bottom, right? This will be at the bottom. So let us say this is a section of my slab. So this is one steel that is being provided. This is the main steel. This is along Lx direction. So this will be dx value. So this we calculated in the first step, that is 110 mm. Dx is 110, that we calculated in the previous video. So please check my previous videos so that you can understand how these values are coming. And now we are going to use SP16 method. SP16 method, right? So this also I have explained in my previous videos. So please refer the previous videos to understand how to use this SP16, right? So for that, first we need to find out mu divided by BD square ratio. So we know the value of mu, that is 8.5 into 10 raised to 6 is for unit conversion, that is Newton into mm, divided by B, we always take 1000 mm, multiply by d square. Here it is dx, so it is 110 square. So quickly calculate this value, and as per my calculation I am getting this answer as 0.702. 0.702 is my mu divided by BD square. Now I need to go to SP16. I think it is page number 48 and table number 2 for M20 grade and Fe415 grade steel. M20 and Fe415 grade steel. So let's go to SP16. So this is the table, not this one. Let me open the table. Page number 48. Just let me open the table, just a minute. Right, table number 2 for M20 grade and Fe415 grade steel. This is the table, right? This is for FCK20. This I have explained in my previous lectures also. Again I am explaining here for two-way slab design. So this mu divided by BD square ratio, as you can see in the first column, my value is 0.7, right? Let us consider as 0.7. If you want exact value you can do interpolation. So for this 0.7 value and F415 grade steel, I am getting my PT value as 0.203, right? So let us write down on board from SP16. From SP16 I am getting my PT value as 0.203, right? This is I am getting after interpolation, right? 0.203% is my value of PT. This is coming from this SP16 page number 48 table number 2. After getting the PT value, next we need to find out AST, right? We need to find out AST. So the formula for AST is PT multiplied by B multiplied by D divided by 100 So PT value is already here, 0.203, multiplied by B is 1000, multiplied by D is 110, divide by 100. So quickly calculate this answer. If you calculate this answer, I am getting this answer as 223.3 mm square. 223.3 mm square. This is AST required. Required means we cannot provide area of steel less than this value, right? So AST provided should be more than this AST required, right? So now again, to find out the spacing, we need to go to SP16 code, right? We need to go to SP16 again, and we need to go to table number 96, right? So SP16 table number 96, we need to assume one diameter of bar, and from that diameter of bar we can directly find out the spacing and AST provided, right? So let me assume the diameter of bar. So how we can assume the diameter of bar? So as we have seen in the code, that minimum diameter of bar that we can provide in the steel for slab is 8 mm. So let us assume the minimum we are providing 8 mm diameter bar. So let us go to SP16 table number 96. So that table number 96 is right at the end, page number 230. Yes, page number 230. This is the table, areas of bars at given spacing. So for 8 mm diameter bar, we need to select a value which is more than 2.23 centimeter square, right? So if I can write, it is 2.23 centimeter square. So where I can get this value, 2.23, it is 2.28, right? Either you can provide 2.28 or you can provide 2.39 also. So for this 2.28, I am getting my spacing as 22 centimeter, which is 220 mm, right? 22 centimeter or 220 mm. So let's write down on the board. So from SP16 we have found out, provide 8 mm diameter bar. So let us write down, therefore provide 8 mm diameter bar, right? This is for plain bar, this is symbol of a plain bar, and this is a symbol of a Torr steel. This is a symbol of a Torr steel. Now let me draw it again. How to draw it? You make a line horizontal, then to draw it like this, right? So this is a symbol of a Torr steel which we use for showing or writing in a structural drawings, right? This is a symbol of a plain bar, right? This is a symbol of a plain bar, this is of a Torr steel. So 8 mm diameter bar, provide 8 mm diameter bar at 220 mm center to center, right? This is only one way, in this there is no both way, right? And therefore AST provided, so this AST provided we are directly getting from the code, and the value was 228 mm square, right? So as you can see, AST provided is greater than AST required, therefore it is okay. You can write this also, this is one of the check, right? So this is how you can calculate the steel along LX direction, right? Next, let us quickly calculate the steel along LY direction, that is positive value only. So let me change this, these values will change. Okay, let us do it separately. So now next step is along LY. That is the longer direction in this. So we have mu value along LY, that is positive value. We are doing at span, so my positive was 5.29 plus 5.29 kilonewton into meter. Then we need to have effective depth value here. So here now there is a trick, right? dy is 110 minus 8 is equal to 112 mm. why we are doing this, why this is required. So let us understand this. In the previous case, I have explained using this section that we are providing a steel bar like this, we are providing a steel bar like this, right? So for the shorter direction, this was the dx up to the center of the bottom bar, so this is dx. Now when we go for dy bars will look like this in this section. So now the effective depth is coming up to the center of these bars. Now effective depth is coming up to the bottom of this bar, not the center, up to the bottom of these bars, right? Up to the bottom of these bars is my effective depth. So I need to deduct this bar diameter from the effective depth to get to the bottom of those bars. So that is why I have reduced 8 mm from here, right? So if you have any doubts in this, you can ask in the chat box. I'll try to explain it, right? So this is how 8 is to be deducted from this. Now all the other steps will remain same. We need to calculate mu divided by BD square value. We need to calculate mu divided by BD square. Mu is 5.29 multiplied by 10 raised to 6 divided by 1000 multiplied by 112 square. So if you calculate this answer, you will get, okay, it is not 112, oh, okay, sorry, my mistake, it is 102, yes, 102 square, sorry, right? So 102 square, if you put the values, I am getting my answer as 0.508. So from SP16, page number 48, table number 2, please calculate the value of PT for the value of mu divided by BD square as 0.508, and I am getting this value as 0.145 percentage. Once you get the value of PT, you need to calculate AST. So AST is again PT BD by 100, right? AST is PT BD by 100. You know all these values, right? So let us put 145, 0 point multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 102 divide by 100. So if you calculate this value, I am getting my value as 147.9 mm square. This is again AST required. So again we need to go to SP16, table number 96, and we need to write down from there. So I have already done it, so let me write down. Provide 8 mm torch steel, 8 mm torch steel at the spacing I am getting is as 300 mm center to center, right? 300 mm center to center, and this will be provided along LY in the middle strip. This will be provided along LY in middle strip, and so AST provided will be AST provided here. It should be more than 148.9, so I have provided 168 mm square, 168 mm square, and this 168 value is coming from SP16, table number 96. So this is how you can calculate the reinforcements to be provided at the span points. Next, let us calculate the reinforcements to be provided over the continuous edge. So this is about the span reinforcement. Then next we need to calculate the reinforcement over the continuous edge. We need to calculate the reinforcement over the continuous edge. So let me draw a plan so that you can understand what we are doing. This is the plan that we are doing the design for, and this is the S2 slab that we are doing the design, right? This S2 slab we are doing the design. So now we are going to do the calculation over these points, that blue mark points, that what is the steel to be provided. So over the continuous edge, first we are going to provide it over the continuous edge. So there are three continuous edges, right? So let us find out for that, right? So for that we require some beam numbers, right? So just let me draw the full plan that we are having. These are the secondary beams that are provided, right? And if I do the numbering, this is B1, B2, B3, this one is B4, 5, 6, 7, sorry, 5, 6, this will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So all the horizontal beams, so up to 12 in the horizontal, right? Then this will be 13, 14, 15, then 16, 17, 18, right? So we are concerned about these points only, so I am not going much in the detail. So first let us design our steel over continuous edge of beam B4 and B7, right? Over continuous edge of beam, that is B4 and B7, because this will be similar. So if we can design any one, it will be replicated, right? So first we are doing the design over continuous edge. So let me write down first, over continuous edge B4 and B7, right? So first we are doing the calculation on these two edges, right? So if you can remember, here we have put the value as mx negative, right? Mx negative, because it is along the shorter direction, right? Because it is along the shorter direction. This is our Lx direction, is always a shorter direction, right? So here we need to calculate take the value of mx negative. So in the previous lecture we have calculated the value of mx negative as minus 10.96 kilonewton into meter. So now the steps are same. Find out mu divided by bd square ratio, mu divided by bd square. So 10.96 multiplied by 10 raised to 6 divided by 1000 multiplied by d. Effective depth is to be considered as 110 square. So I am getting this value as 0.9. Then for this value, from SP16, page number 48, table number 2, I am getting my PT value as 0.264. I am going a bit fast because these are the similar steps that we are doing. Then next we need to find out AST. The formula is PT BD by 100. So if you substitute all the values, I am getting my AST value as 290.4. Again, this is AST required. Now we need to go to SP16 again, table number 96. SP16, table number 96. So from there, for 8 mm diameter and this area required, provide 8 mm diameter bar. bars at spacing I am getting as 170 mm center to center, at spacing 170 center to center, at top over beam B4 and B7, at top over B4 and B7. Why at top? Because here there is a negative moment. So we need to provide negative steel. Negative steel means at the support we are having hogging bending moment, right? So tension at top. So that is why we need to provide at top of these two beams B4 and B7, and extend this steel for L/4 distance, and extend at L/4 distance, right? So this is how you can calculate the reinforcement over beam B4 and B7, which is coming from the slab, right? Which is coming from the slab. Next edge remaining is over a continuous edge of beam B17, right? Beam B17, but this is not the 17 beam. I have missed out to number these parts, right? So this is 15, this will be 16 and 17. These are the secondary beams. Then 17, 18 and 19. So just let me check. I make some mistake in the numbering maybe. Right, so 15, beam 15, right? So 13, 14, 15. Then this is 16 and 17, right? And 18, 19 and 20. Okay, right? So I'm making mistakes in numbering. Alright, so after 17, here it should come as 18, 19 and 20, right? So beam, next we need to do the design over continuous edge 19. This is the point, over continuous edge 19. So let me change this. Right, I am changing the values only. Right, all the other values will remain same. Okay, right. So over continuous edge beam B19, we are going to find out steel. So here we need to consider negative my value. So here we need to consider negative my value because it is along the longer direction. So we have calculated that value as -7 kilonewton into meter. Then calculate mu divided by BD square ratio. So 7 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 1000. Here we need to consider dy value. So not divided, this is the top, right? This is the top. So again, effective depth is 110, right? Effective depth is 110. So if you calculate this value, I am getting this value as 0.578. Again, go to SP16, page number 48, table number 2, find out PT value. I am getting this PT value as 0.172. 0.172. Use this formula to calculate AST required, right? So I am getting my AST required as 189.2 mm square. 189.2 mm square. Again, we need to go to SP16, table number 96. So if you see table number 96, I am getting my 8 mm diameter bar at 260 mm center to center spacing, 260, and for this AST provided I am getting as 193 mm square, right? 193 mm square is my AST provided, right? So this is how you can calculate the steel at the continuous edges, and this is to be provided over beam B19. This is to be provided over beam B19. Alright, so this is how you can calculate the main reinforcements in continuous slab, right? Now this is the calculation that is being shown as per IS 456-2000, and we have used the codes of SP16, criteria of SP16 also, right? Next thing we need to consider is reinforcement in edge strip. So let me rub this off and quickly calculate reinforcement in edge strip. Reinforcement in edge strip. So in edge strips, minimum reinforcement is to be provided, right? We need to provide minimum reinforcement on the edge strips. So the minimum reinforcement, as you can see IS code PT minimum given in slab for Tor steel, it is 0.12, right? PT minimum is 0.12 percentage, right? Of course it is in terms of percentage. So AST minimum is equal to, we can easily calculate AST minimum also. So 0.12 divided by 100 multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 110, right? So if you can easily calculate the value of AST. Okay, here we need to calculate gross area, right? Here we need to calculate gross area. So gross is capital D, this is capital D value, which is 135. So I'm getting this value as 162 mm square. I'm getting this value as 162 mm square. And for this, again we need to go to SP16, table number 96. So from there, I'm getting my 8 mm diameter bar at 300 mm center to center spacing. So provide 8 dia bar at 300 mm center to center spacing, and AST provided value I am getting as 168 mm square. 168 mm square. So this completes our edge strip reinforcement, right? Simple. We need to provide minimum reinforcement, that is 0.12%, right? So with this we complete our design of two-way slab, right? With this we complete our design of two-way slab. If you have any doubts, you can ask your queries in the chat box, right? So please like this video, and I would like to request you to please share this video with your friends of other university, other colleges also, right? I am trying to explain each and every terms which can be used practically also, right? This is not a textbook stuff, right? 100% not a textbook stuff. I am trying to include some of the practical aspect of this, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I would like to request you to please subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed, and please hit the bell button so that in future you will get updates about my future uploads, so you do not miss out in any of the lectures. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next lecture.